Lawmakers will hear directly from the Ukrainian president tomorrow when he delivers a virtual address to Congress.
This as plans are being finalized for President Biden to fly to Europe. WGN's Brona Tumblety joining us now with details. Brona?
Good evening, guys. Yeah, President Biden will travel to Belgium next week for a NATO summit in Brussels. But tomorrow, Vladimir Zelensky will be live streamed into the U.S. Capitol, and his speech could put him at odds with Biden, who has stopped short thus far of facilitating a no-fly zone or the transfer of military planes from Poland to Ukraine.
The president's a big believer in face-to-face diplomacy, so it's an opportunity to do exactly that.
The White House announcing today the president will travel to Belgium next week, where, among other engagements, he'll be part of a NATO summit regarding the Russian invasion. The news came shortly before the signing of a bill providing billions in additional military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine.
In terms of a meeting with President Zelensky or an engagement with President Zelensky, we're still finalizing the trip at this point in time.
The heads of Poland, the Czech Republic and Slovenia did meet with Zelensky today on his home turf. The trio taking a high-risk trip to Kyiv, where members of the nation's parliament also met, voting to extend martial law to late April. One lawmaker also releasing this message of defiance.
And Putin will never take Kyiv. We will stand here till the end. We will never surrender.
But Kyiv came under fire today too, with large explosions thundering across the city before dawn. More than 3 million Ukrainians have now abandoned their homes. Among them Yulia Litkovich, who is now safely in Romania, with a lifetime of memories left behind her in Kharkiv.
We want to live the whole life there, but everything changed, and I should start from the beginning.
President Zelensky also speaking out on the 20th day of Russia's attack, appealing to members of the UK-led Joint Expeditionary Force for more weapons and repeating his frustration with NATO about its refusal to implement a no-fly zone. Press Secretary Jen Psaki addressing that today, saying our own national security is of paramount importance to President Biden.
He continues to believe that a no-fly zone would be escalatory, could prompt a war with Russia. I don't believe there's a lot of advocates calling for that at this point in time from Capitol Hill, but we certainly understand and recognize that is still a call from President Zelensky.
The spending bill signed off on today by President Biden includes $13.6 billion in assistance for Ukraine, which will help fund defensive military equipment and training, along with aid for refugees. Following Zelensky's speech tomorrow at 8 a.m. Chicago time, we also expect President Biden to address the nation.
Thank you, Bronan. By the way, WGN will have special live coverage of the Ukrainian president's address to Congress when it starts about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Look for coverage on the WGN Morning News, and you can also read more at WGNTV.com and get breaking updates through the WGN News app.